I rolled down the dusty road into Ballarat, California, not far from the turnoff to the infamous Barker Ranch, the Manson family's last hideout. A lot of folks come out here to camp, soak in the quiet, and then head up the rugged road through Goler Wash to see what's left of that grim chapter in history. But I stopped here first to see what Ballarat had left to say. Tucked at the base of the Panamint Mountains, Ballarat is a ghost town with more stories than buildings. Back in the late 1890s, this place was buzzing with life. Miners, drifters, saloons, and heat. It was founded in 1896 as a supply stop for nearby prospectors, named after Ballarat, Australia, by an immigrant named George Riggins, who helped start the town. At its peak, Ballarat had around 500 people, 7 saloons, a post office, and not one church. But when the mines dried up and the post office closed in 1917, the people left, and the desert began taking it all back. Some, though, never really left, at least not in spirit. There's one name you'll hear a lot around here, Seldom Seen Slim. Born Charles Furge, Slim came to Ballarat just as everyone else was giving up on it. He lived here more than 50 years without electricity or running water. Bathed only when it rained. When asked if he got lonely, he said, Me? Lonely? Hell no. I'm half coyote and half wild burro. Slim lived off the land, sold rocks to tourists, and gave informal tours of the ruins. He was the soul of Ballarat for decades. I stopped by his grave. His marker still draws visitors who heard the legends or met the man. Slim passed away in 1968, but you can still feel him here. Another name that echoes through the dust is Shorty Harris, a legendary desert character. Happy-go-lucky and never far from a bottle of Oh Be Joyful, Shorty made some big gold strikes, then gave them away or drank them down. He lived here off and on until his death in 1934, and while he didn't stick to one place long, his spirit lingers too. When I walked into the tiny general store in 2009, I met Rock Novak, son of George Novak, who once ran this place. Rock has moved on to Trona a few years ago, but during his time in Ballarat, he kept it alive, offering stories, maps, and cold drinks to dusty travelers. The walls of the store were covered in old photos and legends, including Death Valley Scotty. Today, Ballarat typically has 1 or 2 full-time residents. The general store is open most afternoons and weekends, offering cold drinks and local lore to visitors. The town remains a popular stop for off-roaders, RV campers, and history enthusiasts exploring Death Valley and the Panamint Valley. But one thing caught my eye right away: a battered, rusted-out 1942 Dodge Power Wagon parked nearby. Locals say it was used by Tex Watson, one of Charles Manson's followers, after the raid on Barker Ranch. Whether that's true or not, it draws people, like me, curious about the strange intersection between history and infamy. The road to Barker Ranch starts right here in Ballarat. From here, it's a rocky climb through Goler Wash and over Mangle Pass. You'll need a good 4x4, high clearance, and some desert experience to make it. What's left of the ranch was mostly destroyed in a fire back in 2009. Only the stone walls and some charred beams remain, but it's enough to get a sense of the isolation the Manson family once sought. Back in Ballarat, I wandered among crumbling structures, poked around in the dust, and let the silence settle in. Around me stretched a web of forgotten trails and mining camps: Juanita Mine, Copper City, Coolgardie Camp, just faded names on maps now, the kind Slim probably had folded in his back pocket. About 30 miles away lies Trona, another desert town slowly fading into the landscape. A sister ghost to Ballarat, haunted, weathered, but still standing. Ballarat never struck it rich, not really. But it did find something else: freedom, solitude, and a kind of dusty immortality. It still draws the curious, the wanderers, and the storytellers. And maybe, if the wind is right, you'll hear Slim laughing out there somewhere, or the low rumble of that old power wagon headed back up to Barker Ranch. Subscribe to our channel to explore the wonders of desert life, from its wild landscapes and wildlife to the vibrant communities that call it home.